What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday, y'all. Good to see everybody. Let us know who's in chat here. Popping on answering questions you guys got about selling on Amazon, and we're live every Thursday for Boxem office hours at 4 p.m. So yeah, good to see everybody today. How are we doing today, Miles?
Good. All right, Warner, I have an idea here, man. So I have a bunch of Q4 frequently asked questions that I think we should riff on here, and people can ask as we go, basically, and everything. Get the people ready for Q4 here a little bit, okay?
Sounds good.
Cool. All right.
What's up, Chris?
So, yeah, what up, Chris here? Yeah, guys, and as we go, too, if you're watching on the recording or anything, if you got any further questions for us around this stuff, make sure to let us know here in the comments. But I got a bunch of Q4 frequently asked questions run down with you guys here, and give you guys a chance to talk through anything with us, here as we go. But okay, so here we go. I thought you guys weren't friends anymore. No, it's what we do on free class day, man.
Stream separately. Yeah, if we do a stream if we do anything by ourselves, we're not friends anymore. Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. So American Prepper says, "Why do I keep getting blocked on by Amazon?" What do you mean getting What do you mean getting blocked?
They got somebody at Amazon pulling the Matumbo on you. Yeah, let us know exactly.
What specifically done, man? Because we'd love to obviously help you get it fixed here. Okay, so first things first. So best products to sell on Amazon for Q4 here. So what should folks be looking for this time of year?
Anything that's giftable is how I like to put it. I think a lot of people you're thinking like, oh, you can only sell toys and chocolates and stuff like that, but think about like anything that people want as a Christmas gift, right? So stuff for hunting accessories and fishing supplies, like all kinds of random stuff. Fishing supplies might be a bad example since it is the middle of winter, but anything people are giving as gifts, right? Like just think outside the box, basically.
Thanksgiving, like Yankee Candle stuff. The big thing is honestly like people way overestimate the seasonality of most products, I think, right? And that most things, unless they're like, Halloween decorations, most things do well year round. Halloween decorations obviously only do well during Halloween, but, Thanksgiving stuff only does good during Thanksgiving or close to it. But, toys, shoes, clothing, beauty, grocery, vitamins, all different types of stuff like that. Pet supplies tend to do best year round. And the way shopping in America works, right, is that it just, people just buy everything super, super quick. So in terms of, what you should look at for Q4, don't really worry about, specific types of items. As long as it's giftable, it's going to see an increase in demand.
Yeah.
It just comes down to a micro level of, what good products actually look like from the data perspective, which comes in next thing, right?
Yeah. I think a lot of people start hunting for like, oh, I need to sell Christmas lights, or I need to sell
you don't at all. That 50K sales rank, that 50K sales rank t-shirt is going to be, it might still be a 50K sales rank during December, but it's going to sell a lot quicker because volume's up across the board too. So I think, American Prepper, I think you're a little confused kind of on like locked and stuff and everything. So we'll kind of cover ungating for Q4, right? So don't see ungating as like a, really difficult thing, right? See it as a part of the game where when you're a beginner, Amazon wants to avoid fake products being sold on their platform. So certain big brands and categories, they're going to make you prove that the items you're selling are legit. Now, it's completely normal to get declined like 10 or 15 times per brand, but my ungating advice for Q4 is really just, only ungate stuff you find profitably, right? So, if you see a brand continuously and you haven't yet made it profitable, there's really no reason to ungate it. But once you have made it profitable, then it does make sense to go ahead and get that ungate done from a big retail website or brand website.
Yep, for sure. So you just had a question here. You're selling brand and they are private label on some of their ASINs. Is it risky to sell the ones they aren't? It is riskier than selling something with no presence for that brand for sure. But I've sold some things like that, Joseph. Like you'll see maybe half the listings the brand sells themselves, and the other half there's been a history for years of third-party sellers making all the sales and that kind of thing. So if you found one of those, just kind of calculated risk kind of thing. Maybe they do start caring about that listing. So just look for a little more profit, basically.
Yep, right there. We're gonna get motivated, yes, sir. Yeah, literally, guys. We got 12 days till Q4 gets rolling here. We had a really good Q4 live class last night, right? So so we know what products sell best, right? We know how to get ungated. Buy 10 from a big retail website. For the most part, stick to 10-unit ungate requirements to start here. But long term, obviously, you can switch it up to 100 unit, 200 unit, etc. request right there. All big websites going to work, especially the brand websites. Calvin Klein for Calvin Klein, you know, Owala for Owala. It's a good personal item, by the way, too. Don't forget to, if you're sourcing them, Dick's Sporting Goods 20 off 100 coupon right there, plus gift cards. Might be able to get tax.
A really good habit to get in right now for all the websites that are obviously going to be running sales and are right now. Literally any website you've seen us source on YouTube videos, any website you've come across, just write down the website name and write down the best like coupon code or best discount you've seen there, right? And if you start doing that now, it's going to show you, number one, you know, hey, let me do a little bit of research and figure out what's cheap today and maybe do some reverse sourcing based on that. But also when all the big sales roll around during Q4, you need to know which ones are actually good and which ones are just marketing hype, right? Because if you have that cheat sheet where it's like, oh, I know the best sale that this website runs and they're doing it today, I got to spend a lot of time here, right? So just kind of start recording some of the best prices you're seeing so you know where to spend your time, because everything's going to look like a good opportunity when holiday sales start coming in.
Yeah, facts. And then in terms of actually sourcing, right, what you want to be doing mainly right now is the storefront stocking method, right? So literally just using SellerAmp, looking in the storefronts of other sellers and seeing what they got, seeing what other people are making money on. Because if they can make money on it, you can too. So don't worry about manual sourcing until you have some favorite websites. Just worry about storefront stocking for now. Eventually, you'll do manual sourcing once you have some favorite suppliers or some favorite products, some favorite retailers, some favorite brands, right? But for now, just worry about, you know, nice and easy, nice and simple storefront stocking, saying, hey, what are other folks making money on? They can make money on it. So can we. So James says, hey guys, could you help with some analysis in Canada? Not really sure if it's a good item or not. I can get it for $10.55. James, yeah, drop the ASIN, dude, and we'll take a look. Drop the ASIN and I'll copy it and pop it up here on SellerAmp and we can analyze it for you, man.
For sure. Let's see. Do you even need spread inbound shipping costs across all your units for the repricer? I mean, you can. Like, you wouldn't want to bake your whole cost as like with the price included for shipping, right? Because as soon as you pay shipping, you get to take that deduction. Don't put it in your COGS, otherwise you don't get to write it off until it sells. Assuming you're doing the accounting style that most people do.
Yeah. Yeah, VSCG. That's good thinking there, man. But just rely on the SellerAmp calculator. It's gonna have that in there.
Yeah, just as long as you have it included on the SellerAmp side, whatever you got to do, it comes to repricing. Just, you know, get that taken care of.
Yep. All right. So here we go. Boom. So we got an example. So y'all keep the ASINs coming too. We're happy to take a look as well. So let's see. So plopping this guy in here.
I think you said it was a Canadian ASIN.
That's true. My bad. Yeah.
So you're gonna go have to
.ca here. Oops.
They got a caption on Amazon.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay. Here we go. Oh, interesting. All right. So right off the bat, we got 233 reviews. So this looks pretty promising here. Let's see. 233 reviews here. Okay. So.
Damn, 19K in Canada is 4 sales a month.
4 sales a month.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, dude. Yeah, it's also misbranded, I believe, too. Or no, it's not.
Let's see.
Oh yeah, it's misbranded on SellerAmp, but not.
It says CJ on the listing. So the SellerAmp data is pulled from a different point, but the one that matters is the one that's on the listing.
Yeah. Okay. So this is Desita here. Yeah. Okay. It's a Korean brand or a Chinese or something. Let's see. It looks like a decent personal item. What do you think?
Given that it says Korea on the label, I'm gonna.
Oh, I didn't
Korean.
even see. All right,
no, I know.
Subconsciously seen that. Yeah, yeah. I guess I subconsciously saw it, but didn't even notice. Okay, here. So yeah, so this is not a good Cupid chart. There's not really any movement on this item. If we pop back to Amazon US, I can show you an example of product with fire movement. This is one of the examples we looked at in the free class last night here. Let's see. But yeah, either way, I mean, thank you for popping in, Nation, and we're happy to take a look at some more here, right? So SellerAmp, keep on Boxem. It's all you need for product research. Warren and I got a bunch of good content to, help you make that happen and everything. Let's pop down here. Yes, here we go. So this is an example of a very good product here. So we can see the price is really nice and stable, especially the last month or so. Right? There's good offer count movement here as well, right? So we can see good offer count movement on that. And that's an example of a good winning product here. And then I guess I'll further break it down for you guys too. So if we just Google those, check this out. So this is going on the Gap Factory website for $11.99. So if I plug in that $11.99 here, we can see that puts it just about break even, right? But looking at the Keepa data, we can see that this is a good product. People are happy on this. They're making money on it considering they're selling out and they're restocking. which I can see on that bottom Cupid chart that there's some action here. So there's got to be a way to make this profitable here, right? So now, okay, Warner, talk me through what are ways to potentially lower buy costs and create more margin here? Where should I be looking on this website?
I mean, you got a lot of options. If you guys don't know the answer, you can always ask Boxy, and it'll tell you how to create the extra margin button here. It's going to be that coupon code plus the discount.
So we got this guy here, right? Actually, Warner, you want to pull up Boxy and we'll see what it says for Gap
let's
Factory?
See what it says.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go, guys.
What is it called? That item?
So yeah, you could just say, how do I lower buy cost on Gap Factory?
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
Let me get the screen share up here.
Yep. Yeah, and then we'll demote me real quick, and then we'll pop back to me once we got this here. Yeah.
All right, sweet. So, like we're saying, let's put ourselves in the shoe of somebody who doesn't know how to create margin. So, how can I increase my margins sourcing from Gap Factory? How much discount we need? We needed like a 20% discount,
right? Yeah. So at least, yeah. Or more. And then give him a please or something.
Got to be nice to Boxy. Oh crap!
Oh, hey, well.
Hold on, I hit a macro on my computer. Let me get it up real quick.
Be great. What up, Hunter? Yes, sir. Probably won't LC until later on. Yeah, I think I did it once I was making like 10 grand a month.
There we go. All right, I hit the break everything.
Oh, so talk to me here. Cool. So check it out. So we have the 20% email sign-up code that's at the bottom of the Gap Factory website, right? That's looking pretty promising. It also says monitor Gap Factory sales and clearance deals for extra off. And I might be able to potentially get 20% discounted gift cards too. So now, Warner, if you pop back to me here.
See, there we go.
Bang, right? So it said, first things first, I need to scroll to the bottom and see if there's that 20% email sign-up code, which there is. Voila. Right. So now I can go ahead and use this again and again, just using the period trick in the middle of an email or just putting a plus sign in there. I don't know why that works, but it does. It considers it a new email each time, but sends that same email address. So now I have that 20% email code here, which I can literally just do this math with in SellerAmp, take off 20%, bang. But I also have this 20% code too. So I would need to see if these combine, which I actually happen to know that they do. So now I can go ahead and take off 20% from this guy as well, right? And now I'm making $4.45 profit a piece, and I didn't even go ahead and plug in the discounted gift cards yet. So now if I go ahead down here and plug in Gap here on cardbear.com, which is another really good way to lower buy costs and create more margin, I can go ahead and see 15% from this, and then as well, I can see that this item has a lot of FBM people on it, and it's above $15, close to above $20, but very, very light. So I know that this item actually is more profitable FBM compared to FBA most likely. So what I need to do, guys, is scroll down here on SellerAmp and toggle over to FBM and then plug in the estimated FBM cost right here. And if you guys want a good walkthrough on that, just go to howtofbm.com. Right there. That'll walk you through the estimated FBM shipping costs. All right, there. So now I can go ahead and plug in $6 profit and an $6 profit about and an 86% ROI that if I had it as FBA would only be $3.50 profit and a 54% ROI. So we can see I literally took this from this down to basically like this, just using coupons that were obvious, that were showing on the retailer. Right? And discounted gift cards, and understanding that items that are above $15, above $20 mainly, but below £1 are more profitable FBM compared to FBA. And that's the name of the game right there. So perfect example of we don't find items good, we make them good. Right? That's a very, very important concept. Keep basins coming to you guys if you want us to analyze any of them for you guys as well.
Yeah, for sure. And if you guys don't already have Boxem, make sure you grab it for free. It's the best shipments, best analytics tool, and it's got all the AI kind of processing power that we just showed you there. So boost your margins, that kind of thing. It can kind of read them, Chris. Okay. I mean, there's no like AI tools that can look at a URL and source based on that. Plus, that's going to miss a lot of the best items. Kind of, same problem that anything that would automatically scrape has. But it can kind of know what's in there. You can play around with it for sure, though. Let's see. What do you do in the situation where you purchase shipping as an FBM seller with a weight printout on the label different from what you put in? Sometimes it's going to round up a little bit. And let's say you buy I don't actually know what the numbers are, but let's say you buy a 11-ounce label. It's going to cost the same as like a 14-ounce label, for example, on something. So it automatically rounds up. I would assume that's why it's different.
Yeah, that's typically going to be the reasoning right there. And then either way, in general, like, because the cost doesn't change, it doesn't really matter. Every now and again, though, shipping is going to be significantly more expensive on Amazon than you think it should be, in which case just go ahead and tap in and see if it shows cheaper on pirateship.com, which is another really good tip for FBM. So yeah, kind of like FBM stuff for Q4 that's super relevant. So poly mailers, get them from Amazon, just gray or black or something like that. A basic color, doesn't really matter. FBM boxes, get them on Walmart or Uline. The unbranded ones are super, super cheap. Get the labels just from Amazon. There's no FNC labels or anything needed for FBM. You don't worry about the packing slips too. As well. Do you guys do OAR or mixed? Yeah, both. All the above. Yeah, made a bunch of money, especially during Q4 with pickup orders. Retail arbitrage, there were some times where I would even sell a bunch of items FBM and then go pick them up from the store and bring the labels with me and then just drive to the post office. So the product never even saw the crib, never even saw the kitchen table or the bedroom workstation or anything.
Yeah, the pickup order strat is really good during the holidays. Just make sure you're actually getting it. Sometimes you can end up in a little bit of a hole there. Yeah. And then one other thing as far as FBM settings go, if you guys haven't already, make sure you set up your shipping templates properly based on where you live. Because a lot of times if you go in the FBM shipping is like way too expensive, it's because you overpromised for how far away that customer is. And especially if you're someone who's like on one side of the country, let's say you're in LA, you need to just be aware that all of these states over here is usually you're going to want to put those on 5 to 8 day shipping when they're in the furthest away zones.
Which is actually really easy to do during the shipping templates. It's just a little bit confusing for some people right there.
But we both have good FBM guides on YouTube. You can look up if you want to see specifically how to configure your shipping template. Because basically, if you guys don't even know what that means, like when a customer places an order, depending on the state and depending on like the level of service they order on the shipping, that's going to change how much you end up having to pay for it, basically.
Can you make a video on shipping templates? Yeah, let's talk about it right now. Yeah, so we do as well. But just in terms of right now, so like Warner was saying here, taking a look at that zone map. You can go ahead and see how many days it's going to take for different states. So to start, the basic of what you want to do is just for standard and economy orders, do $0 plus $0 per pound. And then for next day, 2 day, and expedited orders, do $30 plus $1 per pound. Right. And then during December, jack those rates up because there's going to be all the time during December where you can charge a customer $52 for expedited shipping and you buy the label the same day and you pay $13 and then you literally make $39 extra profit on that item, which is a huge benefit of FBM, as well as multiple unit orders and spreading around the stock on multiple listings too, or multiple bundle sizes. Right. So that's why it's so important that you tap in with us here. Take a look at the Buy Box Bandits podcast too. We got a bunch of good stuff on there too as well around these different topics. And it's going to be a very good thing for you guys here. And then for the actual cost, that's the cost for shipping templates, $0 plus $1 per pound, or $0 plus $0 per pound for standard and economy orders. And then for next day, 2 day expedited, $30 plus $1 per pound. And then the distances in respect to your transit time that you divide up by state, use that pirate ship heat map that Warner was just showing there. Restockopolis, phenomenal name, family. How do we figure out when to manually source a website, when the fruit is ripe, when you've already made money from that supplier and you know that the deal that made you money is on right now? Yeah.
Usually, like if you're manual sourcing, you already know you already have like 3 or 4 different products that you source there. So you're just kind of finding like similar items and all that good stuff. By the way, on Seller Central, it doesn't leak anything to show this. You'll set it up like this basically. So you'll just change depending on what's going on. So like, for example, during Q4, I'm going to jack up the price on expedited shipping.
Hey, come on.
Outside of Q4, I don't usually do it as much. You can see up here, like the states that are super far away from where we're shipping out of are going to be 5 to 8. Everything else is going to be 2 to 4 and so on. Right. This is also all in the FBM guide if you want to see exactly like how every single little bit breaks down. I'm scared to scroll around on Seller Central on live stream there.
I completely agree too. Yeah.
Sweet. Let us know what other questions you guys got. Yeah, for sure. Good plan. Or I mean, definitely more work, but a lot more kind of short-term profit you'll be able to jump on.
Yep.
Doing that.
Kelly McQuaid says, yeah, Rob's a beast. You know Rob from the Roadmap calls?
Yeah.
That's a good dude right there.
Rob's always on the streams as well. Good to see him.
Kelly says, my husband and I are starting it together. We are so excited to start. We just started watching the channel. Cool. Yeah, you're in the right place, Kelly. Definitely check out some of our, other friends in the Amazon community too. And listen to the Buy Box Bandits podcast too. We got tons of good episodes and content on the Buy Box Bandits too. When shipping orders, what do you do about tags with its original retail price? Great question. Either remove it if it's convenient to, or cover it with a blank FNSKU label. Yeah.
Yep. Are we gonna let you get away with the fact that you accidentally said "great question"?
oh, did I? My bad. Yeah. But a site like Kohl's, man, yeah, Restockopolis. If you're even saying that, it's definitely not tied to manual source or retailer. Like for example,
because there's thousands of items sitting there. It's like very confusing when you're new.
Hundreds of brands. Yeah. Now I do happen to know that Kohl's has a fire sale on Jockey products right now, but you have to know how Kohl's Cash works. You have to right there. Honestly, in that respect, like, if you haven't already made money from that retailer, it probably doesn't make sense to do. What's your keep alert rearm timer set to? Getting too many alerts right now? Damn, VSCG, you're setting a lot then,
That's what's up. Yeah, that's what's up. Usually I'll set them to 10 years and unenable if I don't want it on anymore.
So
I don't want to forget about one.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, good question here. So GLMF says, do you add shipping cost in the FBM calculator to get the correct profit, or leave that knowing I'm already charging the customer for the shipping label? Yes. So here's how you do it right there. Here's how you do it, right? So let's get the screen share going here. Pop this guy up. So this is the number one thing you need to know to get started with FBM, guys, is hopping over here. Boom, boom, boom. This is not the FBM calculator. This is the FBA calculator. To get the profit, you do not add in the cost here, subtract it out, subtract it from here. No. Instead, for FBM, to get the FBM calculator, you scroll down here on SellerAmp and toggle this from FBA to FBM, and then make sure to plug in the FBM cost right there. So your default FBM cost will be 0. You do need to actually add in the shipping there, but shipping varies per item, right? And then the way you get the estimated shipping costs, I'll just pop it up for you guys here, is we have a free guide for you guys at howtofbm.com. You go there, boom, 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 voila, name of the game right there, right? So you can just copy these shipping here.
Bang. Yeah, Matt, that integrates with several different repricers if you want to.
Yeah, that's just not our jam. Yeah, that's why we have good integration partners there, dude.
See, how do you stay organized with all the information? Love your content. Lab. Yeah, glad you were hanging out with us last night. It was good, super good energy last night. Thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. If you missed last night, the next one will be on October 1st, by the way. But as far as staying organized, I mean, I'm not sure what you mean by information, but just set some simple daily tasks you can get done every day, and be pretty generous with yourself on what those daily tasks are, because as soon just kind of human nature, as soon as you fail a goal, it makes it harder to do it the next day. But if you set a goal you can crush, and you do it for a week, 2 weeks, all right, let me bump it up again and again and again, right? It's just consistently building something you can sustain. So for most sellers, that's going to be maybe they're messaging one different Amazon seller every day until they have their little network. They're sourcing for an hour and a half, and that might be it, right? You probably have a job, got kids to take care of, whatever. So just kind of set aside whatever you can daily. Just try to build that consistency. I hope that's what you're talking about there.
Yeah, good point too from Deal Hunter. What are the popular box size to buy from Uline? Yeah, the FBA ones, the best ones are 24 by 24 by 24. And then 12 by 10 by 8 for FBM. But just honestly, anything around those sizes is going to be very good, especially on the FBM side of things. Marco says, use Costco to ungate. Amazon says this document cannot be accepted. Yeah, unfortunately, it sounds like a lazy answer from us to just say keep submitting, but that literally is the answer in respect to getting those ungates done. We know those denials are normal. They're typically going to happen 10 to 15 times per brand. Just part of the game there.
Yeah. I mean, Costco aren't they the biggest wholesaler in the country? So there's literally no better example where people saying you have to use wholesalers, but even Costco, you're going to submit multiple times. So unfortunately, just part of the game, man. Tracking sales has always been your issue. If you're talking about on Amazon, just get that tracked on Boxem. I assume you mean like actual like website sales and stuff. In which case, just set up like a good like email inbox with all the websites you bought from. They'll tell you when good sales are going on. And like on specific products, you can also use like a visual ping or distill or something like that to visually monitor the listing and see like when maybe the add to cart button changes, maybe limited items back in stock, or like a sale is back.
Keep rejecting our bank info to get paid. You must be submitting it wrong. Yeah,
I would call Amazon about that. See what specifically they don't like. Got to get that. Yeah, got to get that fixed for sure. Let's see. Yeah, so it says a big, it says a really big number. I've still only ever used 10 on this, and might take a couple extra submissions on average, but it's still working for me and people I'm talking to as well.
Yep. Do you need a business account? You'll just use the order confirmation.
Yeah.
Hopefully to use. Why? Hopefully. If everyone else can do it, why can't you, Killer B? Right now, I know you have said from the perspective of, getting denied, but you got to understand it's completely normal and expected to happen there. Yeah.
See, Deal Hunter was asking about the Uline sales. Yeah, so just another quick PSA. Ben mentioned it. There's free shipping on Uline this week, which is honestly a big chunk of the expense. So if you're planning on FBMing, it's a good time to do it. As far as box sizes, Deal Hunter, just kind of get some standard ones. Unless you have certain items you're going to be doing a lot of FBM, you can hover the dimensions on SellerAmp and just round those dimensions up. That way you'll have like the perfect dimensional weight for that specific item. If you're planning on selling a bunch of something. Verse feels like it's hit a ceiling for you. I mean, so every product that you are going to sell on Amazon for the most part is in somebody else's storefront, right? So it's not like if you're talking about just kind of like reverse sourcing, kind of holding you back a little bit, like they're all going to be in somebody's storefront. What might make it a little bit easier is like when you find a sale going on, just specifically zero in on that brand. Like on SellerAmp, you can just click the brand. You'll only see the results for that brand. Just reference back to the sale you already found.
So Carol says, what reprice do you recommend? There's a bunch of good reprices out there. Be Cool, Aura, Seller Snap. Just try a bunch of them. Right there. What happens if Amazon requests an invoice for whatever reason? You just use your order confirmation email. It's just like an ungated Section 3, inauthentic complaint, IP complaint, literally any of that stuff. OA is a completely legitimate source. If they were not legitimate sources, these websites would be shut down by the government for scamming people.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you can't spend 1K. Okay, restock obelisk. It's not the.
It's definitely not reverse sourcing.
Yeah, it's not reverse sourcing that's the issue. It's you knowing about different discounts, right?
I would say like if you're spending 10K a day and you're having a hard time sourcing more, then probably makes sense. Kind of figure some new stuff out.
Yeah, it's all just the discounts. So there's big brands you're taking a look at where people have, 50, 150, 200 ASINs in certain brands, right? And the key is you just don't yet know how to make those products good. It's like, that's what I do with the coaching guys. It's like this website, it's good via this. This website's good via this, and done everything.
The 28 minutes deep into the live special is you go storefront stock, specifically some Tommy Hilfiger today. You are going to make money.
Oh, the 40% off. Hey, come on. Hey, showing love right there.
Restock. Go reverse source Tommy Hilfiger for an hour and you will have multiple profitable products. If not, then maybe kind of come back and ask some more targeted questions because it's probably like a process issue.
Bang, bang. How do you match a product to the one you're trying to sell besides matching the titles because it's not the same? Usually they're a SKU for each one, not a SKU for each one. If it's like a edible product, it'll have a barcode. Look at that. Typically they'll both be in the picture from the retailer and on Amazon. And then clothing, it's pretty much just off what it looks like, to be honest. Yeah. Stuck at 30K. Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah. Restockopolis, man. Like maybe it's time to invest in some education or anything. Like I think this is either you have a new name or this is your first stream. So we're obviously here to help, but good to connect and everything. And you're knowing a couple discounting tips and tricks away from having a ton more profitable products.
Yeah, really just all you need to do is figure out like 5 to 10 websites. Figure out when those websites run their absolute cheapest price, know what that absolute cheapest price or sale is, and get really good at sourcing it when that condition is on. Then when you build a little rotation of websites, there's almost always going to be one of them that has that opportunity going. You can just go straight to that.
Bang, bang, bang. Doesn't mean it will pass the second restock time. I mean, theoretically, but then what happens if you buy a lot and the first 10 sell really well, and then the next 10? Well, I guess you get them listed quicker and everything.
Yeah.
It's just diversifying risk, man. Like big sellers don't place test orders, but when you're a beginner, yeah. per week. This is good sauce, man. Not sure.
Just call them, man. Yeah. Let's see, per week. Yeah, not super sure there, man. Sweet.
We must have said some metric.
Yeah.
One of us must have said. I don't remember, honestly.
Absolutely. And yeah, on the test orders, it's just like when you're new, you don't want to make expensive mistakes. So it's just like making those smaller mistakes or winning on those and restocking when you can. But eventually, yeah, you skip test orders because you'll miss like half the opportunity, like the really big ones, to double down on.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
yeah,
I gotcha.
Like a few sites. Yeah, like 50% of sites are good 24/7, and 50% of sites are only good when they have a sale going on.
Maybe every other week at once a month, depending on the holidays and that kind of thing going on.
Yeah. Exactly.
Sweet. Probably good place to wrap up for the day, though. You guys, good vibes for sure. Good to see everybody. Once again, make sure you grab a free trial of Boxem down below. That's kind of the fastest way to make shipments, track your profit, and then also play around with the AI stuff that we're touching on a little bit. And yeah, excited to keep crushing it with you guys. Let's end the week strong here. Appreciate all you guys hanging out.
Oh yeah, WHOLESALE is a firebrand, man. Yeah.